We're going to take a look at SPY here on the weekly chart. You can see that we're right up against our resistance that we've been calling out here ever since basically 3 weeks ago. The 550, the 525, 524 area, and this 495, 494 down here are three levels that we've been talking about for basically the past month or so. You can see these past three candles, and we just kind of left everything, let it be, because those levels are still all intact, right? So you can see that we closed the day 550 and a half here, and that's basically right up against this 9-day EMA on our weekly chart, 551, and that's right up against our old resistance that we've had. So now going forward on Monday, what are we going to do? We're going to gap up, we're going to gap down. What is going to be the key level in here? Well, obviously 550 is going to be the key level, but if we gap up, are we going to stay above it? Is that going to become our new support? If we gap down, is that going to be our harsh resistance? And then we're going to start consolidating down here. Now, the RSI has a little bit of pop in here. We got some good volume, as you can see on the weekly. Obviously, not as much as we had 3 weeks ago on this huge green candle here, where you had that high low of 481 to 548, but still not a bad 50-point move from low to high in here on the week. So after the short week last week, where you had volatility contracting a little bit, you had more volatility taken out, but you had a stronger move to the upside, especially with that last move here, as far as Friday's trading session, where you had that big pop at the end of the day to run up into the 550 mark. So RSI, like we said, it's got a little bit of a pop in here. So maybe a little bit of a reset up here at the 550s. Not sure, but you're on some decent volume. So we'll see what happens if we can gap up and stay above 550. On the daily chart, you can see we have a gap here that we have to fill at 554. So perhaps maybe a little gap fill first and then consolidation up here and then bring it back down. But we'll kind of wait and see what happens. And then on the daily chart, you can kind of see this trend line here that we're going to put on here. So this is going to be our new kind of safety line, support line. So below this 9-day EMA, which is currently at 536, we're going to be looking at this area here, which is going to be the 533s, because we might do some consolidating here for a couple days, maybe rejection of the 550s, bouncing between this 9-day EMA and the 550s, and then go down here. That is if we're gapping down, right? So if we reject the 550s, maybe a little bit of consolidation right here, suck some volatility out, go back down, hit this lower trend line, reset the RSI, and then start working our way higher. But we could be above the 550 range, and then our next resistance wouldn't be up here until about 573. That's what we have to worry about. And then we can do some consolidating up here until we work our way to this lower trend line here, which is still going to be intact and respecting that trend line here that we just placed here on the daily chart. So that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at in here on the daily, but overall the weekly, mainly our main three points that we've been saying in the past are still intact as far as like our support. So 495, that 524, 525 range, 550. And then if you go all the way up here, that 577, 578, those are going to be your main areas of concern in here as we work our way higher and higher, or again, maybe consolidate and then start working our way lower. Now, we do have an expected move right around $6 here by Monday's expiration. You go out to Friday's expiration right around a $14 expected move. Go all the way out to your May monthlies right around $22. And you go all the way out to June, $35 expected move in here on your spider. So it's going to be interesting to see if the 540 is going to be our new support or if it's going to be our new resistance. And then obviously below that long term, we're looking down here at those 524 areas. And then the resistance wise, that long term is going to be that 577, 577, 578 area of resistance. So we'll see what happens in this upcoming trading week. All right, guys, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.